What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys have been well. Today we're actually doing an overview and an install of something that pretty much all turbo car owners want to get for their car, and that is an oil catch can. Now, the only oil catch can that's really, as far as I've seen, that's been available for the GR Corolla is the Radium Engineering catch can. So I've been hearing good things about Radium, and we're going to get on with what it looks like inside the box, what you're going to expect as far as quality goes, and then we'll get on with the install, see how it looks in the car. So let's get into it. All right, so in the box, I already opened it up earlier, but there is a ton of packaging, as from what I've seen with AWE and now Radium. But inside you got your actual catch can, pretty well sealed, has some screws down there, which I guess we'll get to later, probably for mounting. Little bag with instructions, which I did pull that out earlier and I scanned it because, once again, very convenient though. They have scanned QR codes to scan for your installation instructions, so that comes in handy actually. And inside you got bits and pieces to attach to your PCV valve, etc. Your catch can. Looks like that. It's gonna screw into the top, I believe. I don't know, we'll get to that later. But there's that. You got, I think this is the last thing. Well-packaged thing, and this is the bracket. So this is actually press sealed with just plastic to keep it pretty nice, and wrapped up with that as well. So double safety, I guess, to make sure this thing doesn't break. Cool. But this is the bracket. So yeah, that's pretty much it that's in the box. Oh no, got a big part of the freaking catch can. This nice tubing. It's actually very sturdy. Oh my gosh. So let's check out the catch can itself. Just kind of like, just see how it looks, you know. All right, here it is. Very, very nice actually. Very solid, very sturdy. Inside, very nice threads right here. Looks like a filter, cloth filter right there. Inside of here looks like some wire filtering or something right there. I don't know what that's about, but I think the instructions were saying there's certain configurations you could do with this, like high flow, low flow, things like that, but we'll look at that. And screwing this off. Very smooth, very clean actually. Wow, would you look at that? This is similar, well, it's a bit better made than the Mishimoto one I had for my Fiesta, but it's very nice, and it's just very nice quality, and it's so easy to just unscrew, tighten on, you know. There's a little drain valve, or drain port as well, you can use if you really wanted to, instead of, you know, taking this whole thing off. We might actually do that at some point. But overall, so far, pretty good. So let's get on with the install. All right, so getting on with the installation, you're going to want to inspect the catch can first to make sure of one thing in particular, and that is to make sure that there's no condensing material in here. That's the stuff that looks like the wiring or wire material like this. So if there is stuff in there, you're going to have to follow the steps that I am displaying right now and basically remove that. And then after you remove that, you'll be good to go with installing your catch can. All right, so your first official step for the installation is to find your quick connect adapter, which is going to fit on right here. What you're going to want to do is take that out. Take some, not old oil, but some leftover oil from maybe one of your oil changes. And basically what you're going to do is rub some of that oil around this O-ring area to get it lubricated, and then we're going to put it on. So I got a little bit of oil right here. All I'm going to do, dab it in, put it around this a bit, and it should be good to go. So now what we're going to do is just screw it onto here. And actually, let me wipe down my hands really quick. Okay, so wipe down the area a little bit, and then what you're going to do is you're going to take a crescent wrench. All you're going to do is size that on and pretty much hand tighten it down with the wrench. Just like that. Don't over tighten it, just enough to where it pretty much stops, and then you should be good to go. So with this all prepped and ready to go, we just need to put the mounting bracket on, and then we can get everything finished. So before we install the mounting bracket, there's one thing we need to do. You see these two studs down here by the right hand strut tower? Well, it's painted over. They both are. So what we need to do is we need to take a die, an M6 by 1 millimeter die right here, and we need to re-thread essentially and clean off the paint of these studs. Once again, it is an M6 by 1 millimeter die. So go ahead, do that to both of these, and then we'll get started with the mounting. So if you don't know how to use a die, here's your explanation. All you gotta do is put the stud or bolt into the center portion of the die and just turn it like so. If it gets a little bit stopped, back off it, and then keep going. Now you're gonna wanna keep doing this until it pretty much gets to the tower wall. That way you have a good amount of thread. And then do the same thing with the bottom one, and then we'll get on with the mounting bracket. All right, so as you can see, I'm almost done with the bottom one, but the top one, I ran into a little bit of an issue, and I was wondering why in the beginning it was a little bit of resistance, but it was this plastic piece. I wasn't even paying attention to it, but this tool that helps to, put torque on that to be able to spin it around isn't able to clear this. So the top of it just keeps smacking onto this plastic piece. So what I'm going to be doing, and then also down here, the metal itself, like the frame, is starting to block this from going fully on the bottom one. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking vice grip pliers and just very gently, not fully clasping it, but clasping it enough to be able to grip it really quick, spin it, and then let it off, grab it again, spin it, and just do it that way. Kind of like a little ratchet motion in a way. That's just the way I'm doing it. It's working. So if you guys find a better way, leave it in the comments down below how you guys went ahead and did this. Diet or re-threaded it fully. Maybe you guys used a vice grip as well. Maybe you guys used a better method, or maybe found a way to do this. I don't really feel like dealing with having to find out the way to remove this. I feel like it's going to be overcomplicated. So I'm just going to do it my way, and then we'll get on to the mounting bracket here soon. One of the things you should do as well before going on with the installation process is to remove the engine cover. So we're going to do that right now. All right, once your studs are cleanly re-threaded, you're going to be taking the bracket, have it looking like this, stick it in between these two holes, one up there, one down here, stick them onto the studs, just like this, and then take your included 10 millimeter nuts and thread them on by hand at first. And once the nuts are hand threaded, take your socket and ratchet and then go ahead and tighten them down fully. All right, now with your bracket fully tightened down and locked in place, we're going to be taking the catch can and securing it to the top of the mount now, using our force applied flathead bolts. So the way we're going to be securing this down is with the adapter going towards the rear. Oh yeah, and before moving on, to tighten this down, you're going to need a 3 millimeter Allen key for all 4 of these flathead bolts. All right, next thing we have to do is, you see this little dipstick right here? Just remove that by unscrewing it and taking it out. Anyways, set that to the side for now. And then you're going to take your 16 millimeter fitting that goes in on the top. You're going to take a little bit more oil, put that on this O-ring as well, nice and lubricated, and then go ahead and tighten this down. Now with this hand tightened down, you're going to want to take a 6 millimeter Allen key and then fully tighten it the rest of the way. Now with the adapter fully tightened down into the can, you can move this adapter freely. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot before we move on to the next steps is you got to reinstall your oil dipstick. So move this out of the way, put your oil dipstick back into the can and tighten it down, and then we move on now. Now the next step is going to be to remove the CCV hose, which is the crankcase vent hose, and that's located right here. And to remove that, we're going to be removing this clamp down here and another one down there that I'm going to show you in a second. And all we're going to need to do this is a pair of pliers, so let's get into it. It's really quick and easy. Now coming over to this side, it's a little harder to see right here and get to with the camera, while I'm doing it. So that clamp right there, it doesn't look anything like that one. But this little clamp is what you're going to be loosening and pulling up to be able to remove the rest of the hose. So I'm going to do that really quick and then I'll get back to you guys. Okay, so the one back here was entirely too easy. I actually used my fingers, pinched them together, and just pulled it up. So that makes sense why they made it a different clamp and they made it a little bit easier to get to. So now just pull the hose up and pull the hose off of that one and it'll be good. Okay, next what we're going to be doing is cutting the OEM hose. Now, yeah, I know you guys are probably thinking like, why do we need to do that? I'm a little bit uneasy about it. Yeah, I feel that. But anyways, this is what you're going to have to do. So you're going to be cutting where my left thumb is, right about here where my nail is. So right about where that T is right here. Cut right there. I don't have any hose cutters, so I have some shears I'm using. And we're just going to cut right there. So shears do actually do the job. You don't really necessarily need hose cutters. They probably help and make it easier though. Next thing we're gonna do is take this clamp off, take this fully off, set this, just gonna set this in the box. And we're gonna be putting it onto the other side, like this. So leave that there for now. Now, next thing we're going to be doing is putting some oil lubricant onto here. So take a little bit more, lubricate this portion, and then we're going to be putting it right into this section. Now with the hose looking like this is going to be pointing up a little bit just to make this pretty much flat with whatever surface you're doing this on. And then once that's good to go, it'll look something like that. We're going to put this clamp onto here to secure it, and then we'll go back on to replacing this. It's a bit trickier than it looks. And it's good to go. Okay, now to install this, what we're going to be doing is taking more oil lubricant, lubricating the inside of this. So we're gonna do that right now. And then what we're gonna be doing is putting it on this bottom connect right here. Make sure that when you're putting this on, you'll hear a snap. And there's the click. And that is secured. So now, what you're gonna wanna do is maneuver this in a way that doesn't pinch it off, right? Otherwise it'll cause a check engine light. So you're just gonna want to put it into or back on to the inlet right there. Put it on without any restriction, and we're gonna try to do that right now. Okay, that was very easy. I don't know why the instructions stressed that you might need to adjust, but we didn't. So that's on. Now we just need to hand clamp this thing down, just like so. Okay, and there we go. So that was just a little bit tricky. I mean, it's just the way that it's in there. You just gotta really kind of finagle your hand to be able to get it right. But once that's clamped, you're good to go. All right, now same thing that we did with the other hose, we're gonna do with this hose. We're gonna lubricate this end right here. And while we're at it, we're just gonna go ahead and lubricate this end. And then what we're gonna do is take one of these clamps, put it on this end really quick. Okay. Vice grips are helping with that. We're gonna go ahead. God dang. Okay, now hopefully it doesn't kill me. Anyways, now with the arch going this way, we're gonna continue the arch with this. So put it in just like so that it kind of maintains that arch. And we're gonna go ahead and move this down to here, right about here. Should be good. Yep, I think so. So that feels pretty good, pretty snug. And now we're gonna be putting this onto the oil catch can. All right, so how we're gonna be attaching this is you want this connector right here to face outward. You wanna push this in until it snaps on. Now this is gonna be a tight fit. All right, so that's on. All right, you're gonna wanna try your best to basically route it the way that it was originally, right? So you're gonna wanna tuck it under these cables as smooth as possible. All right, just be careful of the wires, obviously, but you're gonna want to put it right there into the pinch slot, and then move this. Now you're gonna wanna cut this a little bit, right? So cut it to where you see how this is pinched right here? You're gonna wanna cut it in a way that it won't be pinched. So I would say just cut maybe like a 1/4 inch off right here and then work your way down just until like there's not a pinch in this hose right here. So let me go ahead, snip it down a little bit, and then I'll get back to you guys. Okay, so while trying to find the proper angle that I should route this through, I went ahead and just took out the dipstick, kind of maneuvered this around, took the clamp and moved it up so I have free reign to move this how I want. And I'm gonna try to route that this way and then later position it in a way, once there's no kink or anything like that, once I cut it down as well, I will push this back that way, put the dipstick back in, and then we should be good. Okay, so I got this on, everything's clamped down, the dipstick is back in. This is a pretty tight fit though, so here, let me get the light on. As you can see, like it works good, right? So that's all good, that's all settled in, all tightened down. But then you come over here, and I mean, in the video, I guess it doesn't look as bad, but it's kind of pinched right there. Not bad, as bad as it was when I was like fitting it and cutting this, but yeah. So that's clamped down as well. What I noticed is that you're gonna want the like letters and the wording to where you can read it properly, kind of like how mine is right here, and that has a good enough bend to not pinch as much. I mean, I haven't turned the car on yet. I'll turn it on tomorrow morning to verify, but I mean, it looks pretty good so far. So there's the catch can, and it's all set up. And look at how much I actually took off. So this is about 2.5 inches worth of PCV piping, or tubing. So yeah. Anyways, guys, I hope this install video helped you guys install and maybe even just get a glimpse as to what you might be expecting when you purchase your GR Corolla Radium oil catch can. If you enjoyed the video, please like it. Leave your comments in the comment section down below. Be sure to let me know if you guys found a better way of, you know, getting that to not bend, as well as, you know, all the other stuff I asked you guys about. The dyeing of the studs. Let me know in the comments, and also be sure to subscribe if you're not yet. It's free. So is the liking, so be sure to do that. And until next time, guys, I will see you guys later. Have a good one. Peace.